All right, so let's take a look at this problem here. So at an aquarium, a shrimp is fed 1/5 gram of food each feeding and is fed 3 times a day. Okay, so we got, and then how much food does a shrimp get fed in one day? So we got 1/5 of a gram. So 1/5 of a gram. 1/5 of a gram. 3 times a day. So times 3 times a day, right? So to kind of make it a little bit more more visual, I'm gonna draw a circle, a fraction circle. A fifth is kind of hard to draw. Let me see if I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that's actually really good. I'm actually really impressed. I'm actually really impressed with my drawing. I'm actually not very good at drawing most of the cases in my life. Anyways, I bet some of you guys are really good at drawing. Okay. So as you can see, it's fed 3 times a day. Okay. So this is, I'm gonna represent 1/5. So that's 1/5, right? 1/5 and 1/5. And so if I do that, right, there's 1, 2, 3 parts that are highlighted, right? Actually, I might be able to make it even easier for you guys. So, okay. So that's a fifth, that's another fifth, and that's another fifth, right? These are all 1/5s. 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, right? Take all of these 1/5s and add them together. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then what do I get? I got 3/5, right? So actually 1/5 times 3 is just equal to 3/5, or 3/5 of grams per day. Okay. So that's actually a really good visual. I like it a lot. All right, let's go to the next one. So that's how much this shrimp gets fed. It's a pretty good life. So complete the table to show how many grams of food the shrimp is fed over different number of days. Okay. All right, so after 1 day, right? After 1 day, it gets fed 3/5 of a gram. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double check this just to make sure. Yep, 3/5, right? And then now, as you can see, after 7 days, we want to find after 7 days. So after 7 days, we gotta do 3/5. That's per day, right? Per day times 7, because that's 7 days. Okay. 7 days. So if you guys don't know how this works, I'm going to 3 grams. Yeah, whatever. Just keep it like this. If you guys don't know how to do this, or if you forgot how to do this, basically all you have to do is put the denominator, make that into a fraction. 3 times 7 is 21. And then 5 times 1 is 5. And let's see if they keep it into, okay. So, let me double check. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So then, in order for us to make this into a mixed fraction, so 5 goes into 21 4 times, and there's 1 remaining. Okay. So if you guys want me to kind of break that down a little bit. So if there are, so this is 5. Or, so think this is 5, right? And what's remaining? 1. So how many 5s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And what is 1 remaining? Because 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 20. 20 plus 1 is 21, right? And so I divide that into 4 different sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1, which is 21. So that's pretty much how that works. And the 30 days is the same thing. So we do 3/5 times 30 days. 30 days, right? Make that into a fraction. So it's gonna be 3 times 30, which is 90, and 5 times 1, which is 5. And I think that, is that a whole number? I think that might be a whole number. Let's see. Yeah, it is 18. It is 18, right? So I'm going to show you guys. 90 divided by 5 is in fact 18. So my answer is 18. All right, so what is the constant of proportionality, right? What am I multiplying each time? I want you guys to know there's a secret to finding the constant of proportionality. When x is 1, that is the constant of proportionality. That is the constant of proportionality. That's the COP. And that's actually kind of crazy, okay? But that's what that is. So what does it tell us about the situation? So I'm going to show you why this is the constant of proportionality, because multiply by 3 over 5, multiply 3 over 5, multiply by 3 over 5, multiply by 3 over 5. If you multiply by 3 over 5, it's all that, right? Because that's exactly what we did here. Look, 7 times 3 over 5, that's what we get. 30 times 3 over 5, 30 times 3 over 5, that's what we get, right? So like we've done in the other videos, this right there is a constant of proportionality. So what do I have to multiply here to get this? That is a constant of proportionality. So look, we're doing x times 3 over 5. So in fact, we can even just put this into the equation if we want, right? I think they use d for days, d for days, d for days, and then f for food, right? And so what do? Look, we just multiply d times 3 over 5. So I'm going to do, okay. So I'm going to do d times 3 over 5. So d times 3 over 5 times d. That is equal to f. That's equal to f, right? Look, d1 times 3 over 5 is equal to what? 3 over 5, right? Which is f. 7, right? Number of days, 7. Put 7 in here. 7 times 3 over 5. 7 times 3 over 5. You see? 7 times 3 over 5. Put the 7 in here. Put that 7 in here. 7 times 3 over 5 is what? 21 over 5, which is for food, right? For my f, which is 21 over 5. So that's how that works. Okay. So what is a constant proportionality? What does it tell us about the situation? So the constant proportionality is 3 grams over 5 days, or 3 grams, 3/5 of a gram per day. Okay. How much the shrimp gets fed. Okay. If we switch the columns, what would be the constant proportionality? Remember, if we change the columns, it would just be 5 over 3. So this would be 5 days over 1 gram. Okay, or it would be 5/3 of a day per gram. So when the shrimp is fed 1 gram, it would take 5 over 3 days. Okay, that's about 1 2/3 of a day to finish 1 gram. So how long it takes for the shrimp to get fed 1 whole gram. Okay, and it takes about 5 over 3 days, or 5/3 of a day. Okay. Okay. So if tank has 10 shrimps in it, how much food is added to the tank each day? Okay. So now this is 3/5 is per day, right? Or per shrimp. Man, these guys are making it super hard. They're like, we're not gonna make your life easier for you. We're gonna make it as hard as possible. So this 3/5 is referring to just one, right? This is referring to just one shrimp, right? And I'm gonna double check right here. Double check the answer. Okay, yes. So that's 1 shrimp, right? So that's 3/5 grams per day for 1 shrimp. Now we want to make 10 shrimps. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna do 3/5 times 10, right? To give us the number, this is per shrimp, so we're gonna have to multiply 10 to get for 10 shrimps. And multiply 3 times 10 is 30, and 5 times 1 is 5, which is equal to 6, right? So for 10 shrimps, 10 shrimps, it requires 10 grams per 1 day. And that is, if we want to feed 10 shrimps, that would be our new constant of proportionality. By the way, I do really want you guys to pause the video and really process this stuff, because it is pretty cool, and I think it's really, really relevant to real life. Like, I actually went to a trip to Rwanda. It was with my church, and a lot of the people in Rwanda that I was working with, they didn't have an opportunity to go to school, and so they didn't have a lot of opportunity to go through math. And we were like handing out these like boxes of chocolate or boxes of bread and biscuits, because they didn't have a lot of food there. And a lot of the people that I was working with, they couldn't multiply. Like, they couldn't do this stuff, and they were literally counting boxes one by one, like 1, 2, 3, 4, to determine, because there was like 1,800 kids. Like, we couldn't figure out, like, the people that I was working with there, they couldn't figure out how many boxes we needed, because they couldn't do the math, because they never had the opportunity to do the math. And so I want you guys to know, like, you're like doing this stuff, are like, oh my gosh, this is so much. But in reality, like, we take all of these things for granted, like the ability to do math, like, we take it for granted. But there are people across the world, they literally cannot do it, and they have to do it one by one. Like, they literally counted each biscuit per one, and it takes forever. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's my rant. So if the aquarium, sorry for the quick transition. If the aquarium manager has 3 grams of shrimp food for this tank of 10 shrimp, how many days will it last? Explain or show your reasoning. So my new equation is going to be F is equal to 10, 10D, right? Because that's my new constant proportionality. And then it has 300 grams of food. Remember, this F represents grams, right? So I'm going to put this 300 grams in there. So it's going to be 300 is equal to 10D, right? So how many days need to pass in order for me to get 300? 10 times what is equal to 300? If you guys didn't know, it's actually 30, right? 300 is equal to 10 times 30 is equal to 300, right? 10 times 30 is equal to 300. I'll show you. 10 times 30 is equal to 300. You see that, 300? So that's that for this one, okay? So and yeah, so the answer is 30 days, okay? 30 days. And let's double check. 50 days. 300 grams of shrimp. Oh, whoops, not 10 grams. My bad. This is not the correct answer. This is 6 grams, right? We said 6 grams per day. So my bad. So it's not 60. Okay. So it's not 10 grams per day. It's actually 6 grams per day, because that's what we said right there, right? So sorry for confusing you guys. So it's going to be 6 times what is equal to 30, 50, right? 6 times 50 is equal to 300. So it's going to take 50 days to feed 300 grams to the shrimps. Okay, well, I hope that helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Sorry for really long, but yeah. All right, bye.